those who don't know, what is emotional intelligence? Take us through a little bit about it.
Oh my goodness, it is the ability to be able to use, manage, understand your emotions in a healthy manner.
There I was, an upcoming HR professional. I was flying high, scoring. I was even deemed the best HR of the year.
Guys, I'm so happy to be working here. We addressed some hard things.
Hello. Happy you are here. Welcome to A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. Hi. Thank you for being here. Today is December 18th, 2024, approximately 7 p.m. I know. I'm usually here lunchtime, but I wanted to give a different time because I've been getting some feedback in terms of timing, and we want to do it when we can interact and have a conversation with you guys. If lunchtime doesn't do it, because some people work through lunch like I do, or like I used to, and some people just actually take a break, and you should actually take a break. If you're not taking a break, take a break. So yes, so next week is Christmas. Next week is Christmas. So can you guys see my hat? If you guys are live, you'll see my hat. I have my Christmas hat on. And then I showed you guys last week, which I'm going to show you guys again this week, my cute glasses. I call them shades, but they're glasses. I got feedback from someone else. She's like, no, they're actually glasses. I was like, okay. So you guys tell me if this is too much. I'm going to put this on and you guys let me know if it's too much. If it's too much, then I'll keep doing it. Then I'll keep doing it. So let's see here. Here we go. What do you guys think? Is this too much? I told you guys I love Christmas, right? I love the holiday season. So look, I got the hat. Can't say I don't have the hat. And then I got the glasses to go with the hat. Bling, bling, bling. Yes, I told you guys I got these glasses from when I went out with my mom to a store. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I wore it I was on a meeting last night and I wore them and I got, some good feedback as it relates to them. So here you go. Here you go. You are in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right person. Thank you for being here. So, okay, let's get into it, right? Because we're here for a short time and a good time, right? So, with that being said, our conversation today is about part 2. It's actually part 2 of what we started with last week, which is 10 game-changing moves for employers for 2025. 2025. We covered last week. Last week we covered 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this week we're going to cover the rest of the 10, right? 6 through 10. So last week we covered and said, let me see if I can have them here. Number 1, we said lead the way with engagement. Number 2, well-being wins, right? These are trends, right? And just in case everybody's not on the same page of what a trend is a data point, right? A general direction of where things are going, right? A general direction on which way something is developing. It's trending this way. It's trending this way. It's dataing this way, if that's a word. over time, the slope is going up, right? A projection. A projection is a prediction of future change, and that's a trend. So the trend for 2025 as it relates to employees, employee engagement um, in the workplace is, we said one was engagement is, it starts and ends with engagement. It starts and ends with engagement. Number two, well-being wins. Every time, every time. Well-being wins every time. And then three, wait here, I have to look at it over here on my other screen. Strength in unity. I think I spelled strength wrong. Oh, who knows? Let me know, you guys, in the chat. Strength and unity. We can't do it without each other. We can't do it without each other. We can't do it. Stop trying to do it by yourself. It's better if you do it as a team, as a group. Collaboration. You need collaboration within departments, within teams, within companies. That's why companies do partnerships and they work alongside and collaborate their brands because they're better together, right? That's number three. Number four was don't ignore my praise. Give employees their praise. Give them their praise. Give them their roses now, not when they give you their resignation letter. Please stop waiting till they give you the resignation letter. Give it to them when they are there, before they give it to you. Because then they will probably want to stay at that point. Not I've been in the situations and I know many people in the situation where when they give in that resignation letter, their 2-week notice or whatever, then the next day their manager or boss would come and try to talk them off the ledge and give them more money or change their position or something. Stop waiting till it's too late, because when a person, some people will stay, but please know they will not stay forever. They will not stay in, a long time. I've known people that stayed, gave it 6 more months, and they still left. I know people that stayed 2 years and they still left. I known people, like all the people that I've known, they haven't, when they gave their notice and the managers them talked them out of it and they gave them more money or changed their position and gave them the promotion, they didn't stay no more than 3 years. Under 3 years. So that strategy of waiting till people can't take it no more, it's not a good strategy. 2025 trends say is not a good strategy, right? So number 5, let me see, number 5 here was, that's number 3, sorry. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. Number 5, growth is the future. Growth is in the future is where we have to grow, right? We can't stay stagnant, and that's not only as a company, but also as a person. You guys gonna have to listen to the live from last week to see the details on that. So anyways, today is number 6. Today is number 6. Number 6, we're number 6. Bridge the gap in a blended workforce. Let's bridge the gap in a blended workforce. So I'm going to say a sentence, and don't get mad at me, or you can, it doesn't matter, but facts and data and trends, they don't lie. I mean, they're there. Hybrid is here to stay, you guys. If you are an employer and you are fighting remote or hybrid phenomenon, stop doing it. You are lagging behind by doing that. I know organizations, big organizations right now, that have staff members where their position and how they contribute to the business bottom line or the business mission has nothing to do with them where they're working. It doesn't affect their position, the people they work with, here, there, or anywhere. Stop forcing people to stay in the office because you want to see them there. Do you want to see the fact that if they're there at the computer, you see them working, you think they're working? People are not working. Sometimes people are not working. That doesn't that That's just control. Let go of that control, your need for control, and trust that people are doing what they need to do. Give them their deliverables. Give them their deliverables, what they need to do, when they need to do it by, and let the rest go. That's trust. If you don't trust them, they don't trust you. Food for thought. Hybrid work is here to stay, but it requires intentional collaboration, strategies for us, for you to succeed. Invest in technology that facilitates, that makes the job seamless, easier. Communicate. Communication is critical to that, right? Bridging the gap between what that remote work should look like, or that hybrid work should look like, whether it's in office, remote, or hybrid, right? But you're gonna have to communicate. Let's have a meeting around your role and why it makes more sense for it to be in the office completely 100%, or out of the office completely 100%, or not in the office at all. Right? Leaders must focus on fostering relationships, not just a task, not just completing a task. You need to maintain dynamic team dynamics, how things should work, how it should maneuver themselves around it, right? Do regular virtual team building activities. There are a bunch of them out there. Google them. Hybrid team can work. Stop running away from it. Leader, boss, manager, please. You're only cutting your foot off by doing that. You're only not helping yourself. You're not helping yourself. I'm just sharing with you guys the trend. This is the trend that's coming in 2025, right? Since COVID happened, yeah, a lot of businesses brought employees back into the office, but a lot more businesses put them hybrid. Hybrid is, it seems, a good mix of a few days in the office, or 1 or 2 days in the office, and the rest of them um, at home, from home, remote, right? It gives you a mix of, yes, let's make sure we stay together and connect as a team. People like to talk and connect with people, and not just make it just every time I see a team member of mine is just on the laptop in a camera lens, right? So you get a good mix. That's why hybrid is a trend. It's a trend. Okay, so next, number 7, the employee journey matters. Ooh. How the employee experience unfolds or influences engagement is everything. If you think for a second, your EVP, employee value proposition, is, if you don't have one, you don't have a plan, you don't know what it looks like, you are sorely missing out. Sorely missing out. The journey of your employee, from the minute we start talking to them, from the onboarding, from the minute we start talking to them and interesting them in a position in our company, to the very end, matters, right? The employee journey from onboarding to exit, it directly impacts the entire engagement level of that employee. From the minute they say yes, you're whining and dining like you're starting a new relationship. I mentioned this before. You are showing them who you are. Just like how you want them to prove to you whether they can fit in this position, if they can do this job, You need to you are also talking to them about whether or not will you take care of them? Will you invest in them? Will you make sure that you are developing them in this role for this company, for this project, um, for the overall success of the company, right? Creating consistent, positive touch points along the employee life cycle builds leaders and loyalty success. Constantly, from the minute they start to 30 days later, 60 days later, 90 days later, you should have a touch point until they have that year, the entire year. So, first 30 days, that touch point. 60 days of being in that company, you should also reach out to them again. Hey, how is it going? Do you have everything you need? Is everything going good? Anything we can improve? Any feedback? Their brains is fresh. They're coming into your company. They have answers. Use them. 90 days in. Okay, things are kind of getting funky now. Now they're getting to know everybody around the organization, right? And then towards closer to those 4 months and then those 5 months. And then that halfway point, if they if at that halfway point they have not given you all of the information that you're asking for as it relates to that data and who they are and what they like, and they if they don't love you in 6 months, they're not gonna love you in 1 year. That's why you need to have those surveys. That's why you need to have the HR team and or your management team having those conversations. That they're not having the conversation the minute when HR reaches out. They're having a conversation, the manager's having that conversation every day. They're having a conversation on what do you need? How can I help? How can I make your job easier? How can I make sure that you have all your resources, your tools to do your job on this very first job that you're in? Like, is your manager doing that? Your manager, are you a manager doing that? If you're not, that employee's not going to stay. There's data out there that says, right, engagement data, retention data, turnover data, that says that employees that stick with an organization if are more prone to leave an organization in within that year than after. So that onboarding process, that day one to day 368, 367, 366 are important. So, example, enhance your onboarding process. Make it so it includes mentorship. Have a peer program. A new employee starts, somebody is walking, you have a peer, hopefully that you're paying extra or something, that can walk through that program with that person or show them the ropes or has a tab on them to make sure that they know where everything is. I've been in organizations where I didn't even know where the bathroom was and nobody told me unless I asked. There's some buildings have so many different rooms and so many different, areas that you get lost. These people are lost on their first day of working in your organization. No wonder people leave. Come on, you guys. Come on, businesses. Come on, leaders. We got to do better. We got to do better. Please do better. Please do better. I've had terrible experiences. People that I know have had terrible experiences, and there's someone out there right now having a terrible experience. The journey of the employee matters. Stop dismissing it and throwing it off to the side like it doesn't matter and it doesn't exist and it doesn't speak to your numbers. Your numbers. What does your numbers look like? Because I guarantee you, if your turnover numbers are correlated to how your onboarding process is looking, and if the turnover numbers over that 14 or even that 14%, 15%, or if it's in the 60s, 70s, and correlate it, well, it we also don't have a very good onboarding process or retention process. Are we, I mean, our stay interviews, like, the data is there, you guys. You got to pay attention to it and you got to do something with it. You got to do something with it. And that's the issue right there. Sometimes we have all of this information, but we're not doing anything with it, right? So, number 8, tech savvy teams and engagement. Enhance your employee experience with technology. I can't begin to tell you guys how many companies I've been, and I'm sure you know, and I'm sure you've been, or you heard of someone, right, that's been in organizations that just, my goodness, um, you can't even, you can't even, my goodness, the experience is not good. It's just not good. Thank you, Stars Tina. If you guys don't know Stars Tina, she was a mentor of mine and also a friend. And aw, thank you. Sartina helped me out quite a bit last year when I was starting out my business. So she, if you guys looking to level up your 2025 body, Sartina is the girl. She's the girl. Um, yes, yes. My goodness. I have to say, tech savvy team engagement, technology plays a pivotal role in improving communication, collaboration, and efficiency. And we're talking about here, the conversation that we're talking about is having the 10 game changing employee manager trends for 2025. This is not, that may happen. No, no, no. Technology in the workplace, AI, is here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. It is here to stay. I mean, if you guys, if you're a company out there and you're trying to like maneuver and how to not use it, you're gonna be left behind. Yes. All of the Wall Street Journal, the Gallup surveys, the talent, smart, the all of they're pointing. This is the trends. It's not me. This is the trend, you guys. Hybrid is here to stay. Workplace, the employee experience. And if you're a company out there or you're an individual out there that's saying that, oh, AI is here, artificial intelligence is here to take my job. That was a thing when it first came out about a year or 2 years ago. That's not a thing anymore. And if you're saying that still, I urge you to go do your homework. Go and do your homework. Look at the industry that you're in. It depends, right? I was in a conference for 2 days with AI HR. Gosh, I forgot. AI HR for 2 days, and the the new sentence now is AI is not the majority of the jobs. AI is not going to be the one to take it. Who's going to take the majority of your jobs, the jobs out there in the market, is people using AI. Need I say more? There were all of these C-suites, all of the executive levels, individuals from all of these big corporations, from Google, from Amazon, and the conversation is the same. AI is here to stay. Hybrid is here to stay. Technology is here to stay. Employee engagement is here to stay. So use AI for your benefit, and you don't even have to use it all, go all in and just tell your employees go on and just start doing AI. No, no, no. Start small. Do like a pilot small group, and have an AI expert or somebody that knows about AI to and test it out in a project in a small team. I know this organization right now that is using AI. Um, they created a hub where it it's personally for their company, so it's not the intellectual data and privacy and all that stuff is not an issue, and they created it for their company, their organization. And instead of from an HR standpoint, instead of HR, I just spoke to somebody just this week that gets 1,000 emails per week from employees, from managers that ask questions to HR. If your HR team is only 3 or 1, makes it even worse. How are you supposed to answer those 1,000 emails? How? How? When? When? How and when? So this organization created this AI hub where they dumped all of the questions that an employee, a manager can ask depending on what it is, right? They put some parameters in place and they said, okay, all of these, I don't know, level 1 through 3 questions, and they had like all the questions had like levels. Let's put it here in this hub, and any employees can just tap into that hub and get their questions answered and not wait for a person to get back to them whenever. 1,000 emails? I can't even begin to tell you the stress level, the stress that brings about just thinking about that. 1,000 emails. If your company, if you are still out here in these streets, in this world, in 2024, about to go into 2025, having your HR or your operations team process 1,000 emails by manpower alone, they're not going to stay. Okay? It's only a matter of time. And you can't say you didn't hear it first here on A Glimpse of Growth. A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I said a lot about that. Man, I must have had a lot to say. On engagement and tech. Yeah. So here we go. Number 9. Data-driven insights. Number 9. Data-driven insights. Ongoing measurement and constantly checking in. I said that earlier. You should not wait for a new employee to start today in your company to work and they don't hear from you again until 90 days or 6 months or a year. That's not a good strategic plan because that employee is not going to stay. They're not going to stay. Engagement isn't a one-time effort. It requires ongoing measurement to understand what's going on and what's not, what's working and what's not, what they're saying and what they're not saying. Regular pulse check, regular check-ins, surveys, feedback loops allow leaders to stay in tune with what employee needs and make timely adjustments. If you don't ask them what's going on down here or here, how are they supposed to, how are you communicating that? Do you have weekly check-ins? Do you have bi-weekly check-ins? Do you have check-ins at all? You should. Check-ins is not while I'm going on my way to the bathroom. You happen to have seen Joe and you asked him how he's doing and how is everything, and Joe told you, yeah, it's all good. That's not a check-in. If that's how you checking in, that's not how a check-in should be done. You need to sit down. You need to ask Joe, Joe, how you feeling? How is Samantha, your wife? I know she had that surgery. She was having that surgery a couple weeks ago. How did that go? Oh, Samantha is good. How are the kids? The kids are good. Awesome. That's the preliminary. Now, Joe, let's talk. Is there anything you want to address? Oh, yeah, I forgot to say that we ran out of this, or I'm having issues getting this approved, or da 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 da. Joe can finally tell you these things, but he can't tell you. If you want Joe to start automatically thinking that he needs to come to you and ask you for these things, create that feedback loop. Joe, I don't want you to wait. I don't want you to wait when you and I meet on a weekly or bi-weekly basis to tell me that that is going off, or they're not approving, or that ball got dropped. I need you to tell me right away. Tell me right away. Send me an email or come and stop by the office. My door is off. Just come on in. 911 stuff like this, Joe. I know I'm busy, but I'm not that busy that I can't take this. Or create what that looks like for you. It's not the same for everyone. Tell Joe what he needs to do and how he should be communicating with you. You see? Talking that out. And now Joe knows. Joe knows how to approach you with information, and he knows what information to approach you with. Or if he's having this kind of issue, Joe, I don't want you to wait anymore. I want you to go and talk to Samantha. She's the one that you need to talk to for that. Always. Any issues with this, talk to Samantha. Joe knows now. Now Joe is not going to wait 2 weeks or 5 months till the ball is kicked and kicked and kicked and nothing resolved. You see, that's constantly checking in, right? It allows you to stay in tune and you get timely adjustments. You can adjust the project based on what's going on. But if you don't know, you start a project today, 30 days later, you have a check in. We wasted 3-4 weeks on something that we could have resolved 3-4 weeks ago. Transparency about survey. You probably heard this already, but I'm going to say it again. Do not take any employee surveys and not follow up with the results. Stop wasting people's time. Stop wasting people's time. They're sitting down giving you whatever amount of time this survey takes. They're giving it to you, and if they give you the raw, if they're honest, and they're honest and they're providing you with the raw information, follow up with them. Create a process on how you're going to have AI help you. Have AI help you. Get the data from those surveys. Plop it into the AI, once you have all that security and privacy stuff. And have AI give you the top 10 most important pain points or complaints or whatever, right? And then follow up from there. Create a plan. How we're going to address number 1, number 2, number 3. And do that for the first 6 months or whatever. And then you follow up again and have a meeting and have people know what's going on. Send emails out so people can know. Or have a hub or an area where people can go and check and see what's going on with this. But don't ask people for feedback. That is the worst. I've been there. I've been there. And that's what people at the bottom constantly say. Stop asking me for my thoughts and my concerns and my feedback, and you're not doing anything about it. Or you don't come back and tell me what happened with what I said. It's the worst. Transparency about survey results and the action taken builds trust and accountability. It shows me, if I tell you how I feel about whatever situation, it shows me that you care enough to come back. Man, he's taking accountability for what I said. Oh, an upstanding department, an upstanding operations team, leadership team. I'm going to trust it. I trust it. Okay. And you're constantly showing them, consistently showing them that you're following up. If you're doing that, then you're on the right track. But if you don't do that, the next time you give me a survey to do, I'm going to lie, or I'm not going to answer it, or I'm not going to be as thorough as I want to, because you didn't follow up the other one that we did last year. I still don't know what happened with those results. I've seen it all, you guys. I've been on both sides of the spectrum, right? Using quarterly surveys to assess morale and engagement trends ensures issues are addressed promptly. Quarterly. A quarter is 4 months. 4 months. Use quarterly surveys to address the trends. This quarter, they said that you did the survey. The next quarter, you should have a plan. And you should be sharing it to let people know how you're going to address those concerns. These things feed into your employee engagement. And I cannot stress it enough on how important it is. This is a trend that's coming in 2025. And I'm trying to help you guys get ahead of it. That's why I'm saying this, so you can get ahead of it. And so employees and people in these companies, in your company, can have better experiences. If people are enjoying and having better experiences in your department, in your company, in your presence, what do you think happens? They stay. They want to stay a little longer. They can't stay forever. Come on now. They can't stay forever, right? Because if they started as a receptionist and now there are, I don't know, an executive, a vice president, and they now don't want to do that role anymore and they want to transfer to something else or a different industry, and that's growth, right? But you had them for 10 years. So there you go. So that was number 9. Number 10 is the last one. Number 10, feedback into results. And I think we spoke a little bit about this as well on the other one. Data without action is meaningless. Leaders, you must translate feedback into actionable plans for improvement. Involve employees in crafting what those solutions should look like. You ask them for feedback. Ask them how do you think you should be, so how can we resolve this one issue? Because they're an expert. Employees that you have in your company, they are experts in whatever their role is. They deal with it inside and out, day and out, day in and out. They're the ones dealing with it. They've seen it. They've seen customers. They're dealing with their peers, co-workers. They've seen their particular role in a lot of different ways. Ask them. Crafting solutions ensures buy-in. If you ask me what you should do in a given situation based on the feedback that I gave you, I would be like, oh, he cares. She cares about what I think. And then you actually want me to help you figure out a solution? Oh, now I'm going to treat this like it's my own, like it's mine. People take care of the projects or the task or the department as if it's their own. They're going to care about, they're not going to ignore when they see something that's off or wrong or someone that's having a bad, they're going to want to know, hey, everything okay? They're going to ask that question. Because you, as a manager, as a leader, you can't be in all places. But if you create leaders in their respective positions, then you are good. You're creating leaders to look out for other leaders, to create other leaders. Because again, you can't do it all. And you can't be in 500 places at one time, right? Continuous iteration and follow up are critical. It sustains engagement and long term success. After the survey results come out, indicate a need for better work life balance or integration, a company implements a flexible scheduling policy on how we're going to do this feedback, how we're going to work out these solutions, how are we going to follow up, right? There's the quote. I don't think there's an author for it, but it says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So you as a company, you wanna speed up and just get to the end of whatever project or whatever's going on in your organization. Let's just do it. But you're cutting corners, right? You're cutting corners and you're trying to go as fast as you can get to the end, but it's not sustainable. You want to be sustainable. If you want to achieve something quickly, do it on your own. And when you do it on your own, it does it last? If you're in an organization, and you will see that every organization, people at the top, managers, frontline employees, the person that's sweeping the floor, all of those, everybody, if the company wins an award, everybody in that company won that award because everybody in that company contributed to that company being excellent. That CEO at the top or that person sweeping the floor, neither one of them could have done it without the people in the middle, that frontline manager, the VPs, the person answering the phone. They couldn't have done it. Everybody in the company needs each other. If you want to achieve something significant or lasting, you need to collaborate. Collaborate with people in the company, collaborate with teams, with different departments, with different leaders. Stop competing, collaborate. I like that. Stop competing, collaborate. Stop competing. You can have a healthy competition, but stop competing, collaborate. Yes, collaborate. And that's what engagement is all about, collaborating. Employees with manager, manager with employee, all the sides are covered, right? The customer is going to, the customer is going to get what they need because the manager is making sure that employee gets what they need. Are you making sure your employee gets what they need? If your answer to that question is no, you're not sure, you don't know. You're welcome. You're welcome. 2025 will change organizations to rethink, to redefine employee engagement by focusing on leadership, 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 well-being, well-being, the entire person, inclusion. People want to feel included, technology, and actionable insights. Companies can create a thriving workplace that empowers both the employee and their leaders to excel. We got to stop. A friend of mine said this week, we got to stop giving lip service to change. Change comes. 2025 is going to be a new year. Change is going to come. Change, the entire workplace has gone through massive changes since COVID, and it's still going through massive changes, right? And it's not going to stop. So the best thing you can do is try to get ahead of it and prepare. How are you preparing? How are you preparing your employees? How are you letting them know that you see the marketplace and what's happening? You see the trends, you see the data, and you want to get ahead of it. One way, somebody in one of the summits I was at, somebody mentioned that the company adopted AI, and then AI took their role and made it easier, seamless, to the point where they themselves wasn't needed. But you know what AI also did? That same person, AI created another role for them. So essentially, this person with their manager and their department was able to make that role that they were originally doing easier. Took it out of the person's hand. We didn't need a human being to do it anymore. And then AI, by doing that, we said, all right, well, if AI is spitting out this now, this data, we need somebody to do this. That person was the perfect person for that. So what are you doing in your organization to help get ahead of what's coming? You got to get ahead of it. Stop giving lip service to change. Change is here. Let's back change with some actions. Everybody's telling you the data. You got to sit down with your leadership team. You got to sit down with your employees in your department. Tell them to look at all of their area and see what do you think AI can do for your role? How can we make your role easier so that way we can start thinking more strategic and getting ahead of our customers' needs or something, whatever that looks like. These are just some ideas. There's some ideas. And you can start small, as I mentioned earlier, right? But you got to do something. You can't ignore it. Don't run away from it. That's the worst. You've ignored it enough. It's been 2 years and from 3 years when AI started to what it is today. Oh, it's like, it's a big difference. It started not knowing jack squat, and now some people can't even tell the difference to a person and AI. Leading the way in 2025. Let's go with these trends. You got 10 trends. 10 trends. So hopefully this helps. I am not sure if I'm going to be here. Next week is Christmas. I told you I gave myself the week off, right? So I don't think I'll be here. But I'll definitely be here before the year ends. So I'll schedule what day that will be, hopefully before the 31st, to say Happy New Year's to you guys and to wish you all of the blessings and abundance and health and wealth that 2025 has in store for you and for me. So happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. So I wanted to say that to you guys, and I think that's it. I'm working on some exciting stuff for early next year. Maybe that's what I'll come on and talk about before the year ends and talk about some of those exciting things that I have in store. If you follow me on LinkedIn, I am going to post tomorrow, I think. If you're one of those people that kind of takes a look at your life and see what direction is going in now that the new year is here, and looking at your goals and what you want for 2025 and how you're going to change and this and that, I'm going to post on my newsletter on LinkedIn, Emotion and Intelligence and You, a goal setting plan that's easy for you to adopt. If where are we? We're 18, we're 2 weeks away from the new year. So you still have time to get ahead of looking at what you did in 2024 in order to plummet into your 2025. Okay? So maybe that's what I'll come on and talk about what I'm doing for 2025. A little bit of that. So until then, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks before the year is over. Bye. Thank you for being here. Later. Thank you for being here and supporting this channel. If you enjoyed this episode and this content, it would mean a lot to me if you would take a few seconds to ensure you are subscribed to A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. Click the notification bell to receive notification. Share it with someone you think may need it. And let's continue to become more intelligent with our emotions. Thank you. See you later.